beautiful friends. Welcome to Meryl's Mystic. I am Meryl. I am so happy that you're here with me today as we tune into this ever-changing energy around us in order to tune into ourselves. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, and shares. All of my information and links are attached however you are viewing this. I would love to connect to you personally. Part of Meryl's Mystic is I do one-on-one spiritual coaching through Into the Mystic with Meryl. So we really dive deep, bust out of your shell, and help you be the unapologetic bright light that you are meant to be in this life. So today we are here to talk about our Gemini full moon that's coming up on December 11th through the 12th, 2019, if you're watching this in the past. So I don't know about you guys, but the energy right now, I am definitely feeling the paradoxes, we're really having to sit in uncomfortability in order to heal and move through and move forward. And I love the Gemini Sagittarius energy because it really does force us to kind of communicate more than we would probably want to with ourselves and with each other. And that's where growth happens, is through communication. That's how we delete the wonder, is one of my favorite phrases. So we're not expecting people to read our minds when it comes to what we want and need in this life, and from each other and from ourselves. So I've noticed this as we're all reflecting on this past year, 2019, going into 2020, and this ascension and this transmutation journey that we've all been on, the raising of our collective vibration, our personal vibrations, is that all of our full moons, especially this year, and I'm sure the energy will continue to cycle through and teach us lots of lessons. All of these full moons have really keep giving us these great opportunities to really sit with and embrace these many paradoxes that we're experiencing. These supposed, from what appears to be from the outside, opposing forces that is just part of life on Earth, living in a human vessel. And why? Why do we constantly experience this? Why is this how we learn lessons? Well, because that's the only way that our souls truly evolve and grow. We are beings that exist beyond this body. The fractions of our souls that are in our bodies are only a small part of who we truly are. Because when we exist in the spirit world, in the ether, our energy and vibration is so high, and time and space does not exist there the way that it exists on Earth. We are in a low density, low vibration existence here. So that's how we are constantly connected to the divine and to the divine within us. And that's really the point on this earth, is to connect to the divine within us, so we can remember the divine that we truly are. And so in order for us to learn lessons on this earth for not only our earthly selves but our higher divine soul selves, is through opposites. We learn the lessons through from seemingly unpleasant experiences, unfavorable things that happen in our lives. And this can get really dangerous, because if you are a law of attraction person, a karma person, which I totally believe in all these things, these are universal laws that do exist, But we can so easily blame these laws for things happening, or we can say, well, you brought that on yourself, or what did you do to deserve that, or oh, those things are supposed to happen. And then we intentionally or unintentionally spiritually bypass each other, and then we invalidate our trauma and the real pain that we're really experiencing here. Because the pain is real, the trauma is real, and whether you're supposed to learn that way or not, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to feel what's happening to you. So this has been coming up a lot in so many different avenues for me, especially this lesson that keeps coming in is that you truly are right where you're supposed to be, no matter how unfavorable it may seem at the time. There is a bigger purpose. There is a bigger picture, and we're not necessarily supposed to know what that is, because then we wouldn't learn. If you're asking for love in this life, you will first experience not having love to figure out what love truly is. If you are asking for money in this life, hi, been asking for money. Guess what I've been experiencing? The lack of money. I'm asking for more time. I experience the lack of time. Because we have to know what not having those things feels like in order to be able to truly appreciate and recognize when we do have those things. If you're asking for freedom, you may be experiencing feeling trapped. So look at what you're asking for. Look at what you're getting. At the time, it seems like, what the hell? This isn't what I asked for. But maybe it's what you were supposed to get. Maybe this is just another step to getting what you asked for. And when you get it, you will truly be able to appreciate it, and you won't take it for granted. Because that's the other thing that we're all trying to do, raise our vibration on this planet. Raise awareness of each other so that we don't take it for granted. So that we trust that there's more to life than just what's in front of us. But also remembering who we truly are. Remembering that you are a powerful light in this world, and that you have all the capability to be a co-creator in your life and to make shit happen. Sometimes it just might not happen the way we expect it to. And I think that is a huge lesson that's been coming up in all the readings this year and in all the energy, is you're getting what you asked for. It just might not look the way that you expected it to. So I hope that gives you a moment to just kind of look around where you're at. And although some of it might not be favorable at the time, maybe find some comfort to know that you are right where you're supposed to be. So yeah, those are our general messages for this energy. Let's get ready to drop in and pull some cards. I'll be pulling a couple cards from, I shouldn't say regular, from my Smith-Waite deck. And then we will be pulling, because this is all about connecting to our divine selves, as above, so below. We'll do an Angel Oracle card for our lesson as above, and Mermaids and Dolphins for our physical manifestation as below. Cool. Let's get into it. Okay, my earth signs, let's drop in and do some breathing together, if you can, wherever you are. So if it's possible, close your eyes and put your feet flat on the ground or the floor. Take some deep breaths in your nose and out your mouth. Inhaling some love. Exhaling the day thus far. I need to do that too. As we connect to that which supports us, under us, connected to the earth, we bring our consciousness outward, up into the universe, into space, into the ether. And we welcome all of our guides to join us, to bring us the right messages. We trust that all messages they bring are the right messages. And we trust that, and we allow only that which is in our highest good. So take a couple more deep breaths. And open your eyes. Hello, welcome back to Earth. I'm working some extra jobs right now, or a extra job. So I'm having to do these in segments a little bit, so it's a little later than I'm used to, so please bear with me. Okay, so we are going to first see what just the messages or lesson that comes along for Earth signs. So if you are a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, these are for you. And as always, if the messages don't land and it doesn't feel like they resonate, then they're not for you, and that's okay. You just let them go and pick up the ones that do. Or go find messages elsewhere. They're everywhere. There are signs everywhere. All right. It's funny, when I was shuffling before I got on camera, they were starting to come out when I was thinking about you guys. So now, of course, that we're shuffling on camera, nothing's coming out. So after we figure out kind of what the lesson of the Gemini moon is, we're going to find out how you can improve communication with yourself, and then how you can improve communication with each other, with others. And I wrote them in a we tense, group tense. How can we improve communication with ourselves? How can we improve communication with each other? So I think that's good to think about too, because we're not just embodying our highest selves for ourselves. I mean, it is for us first, and then it ripples out. So it's really important to be aware of both of those things and how we connect to us and to each other. And that's definitely been a theme these last couple readings. When I wrote those questions, I was like, sounds similar to the last questions, but that's the energy, that's what's coming up, that's what we're all going through. And that's the other cool thing, is that we can do these general readings because, yeah, a lot of time we're all going through the same things. Okay, so first, this came up the other day for the last live Q&A for general messages right now. So, and I highly recommend, like, even if you didn't get on there, I only answered a couple personal questions. The first half is just general messages I was just channeling. Things were just coming through. And I pulled some really cool cards. And this card was kind of the center of that, and where we are all kind of starting to embody, because we're all starting to really think about these things and think deeper. It's the King of Swords, by the way, who's the best thinker and a meditation master, and that's what I like to imagine him as, anyway. The King of Swords always makes me think of that quote, and I can't remember if it's proverb or it's a quote from a Buddhist monk, possibly, where I know I'm paraphrasing, I'm gonna mess it up. It's 10 minutes of meditation is recommended every day. When one is really busy, an hour is best. So it's kind of, again, the paradoxes, and us not resisting that and embracing that and leaning in. That you're busier, so you would think that you should do less time for meditation, because you don't have as much time, but because you're busier and you're dealing with so much more, you need more of it to help counteract. And so it sounds counterintuitive and counterproductive, but it's actually in tune with how everything connects. So the message here that's really coming up is just us being aware of our thoughts, and really coming into a time where we're all just thinking more about how we are doing it. We're thinking more about how we want to do it, how we affect the world we live in, how we affect each other. Why are we doing it? What's happening? What is this crazy world we're going on, and what's the purpose, and how are we going to do it? So many questions, so much discovery and wonder and investigation. I think there's a reason why we're all kind of obsessed with these true crime podcasts and true crime investigate. I mean, there's always been like investigatory, I think I said that right, investigation type shows on. It's coming up more and more that we're just asking more questions. So embodying the King of Swords, and I think that's really kind of the message or lesson here. Whenever the court cards come up in this way, I mean, maybe you're dealing with an air sign in your life. King of Swords is also an air sign, usually a Libra or Aquarius, that could be teaching you a lesson right now. Maybe you asked for something. Maybe you asked how to learn patience, or learn meditation, or learn how to redirect your limiting beliefs. And so maybe this is the person that has been sent to you to teach you that. And it might not be easy. It might get a little messy, or it might appear to be messy. Things that appear certain ways in the physical form, on a spiritual level, aren't always what they seem to be. And that's what we're really falling into this year, and what's really gonna continue to elevate us and raise our vibration in 2020 is this embracing of the paradoxes. And I keep bringing it up because not only am I getting these messages personally, I am seeing other people get the same messages. And then I'm now as I'm tuning into education and coaching programs that I am a part of. Not only am I a coach, I also have my own coaches. And as I'm digging deeper into their programs, which I am behind, I am seemingly behind on my programs. However, every time I go get back into my homework and get back into the content, it is exactly what I need to hear at that moment. Like the book that I'm reading, the Celestine Prophecy, and then right when I'm getting back into my quantum coaching, my quantum travel coaching, and my business coaching, like everything is lining up. The messages are just all like linking up. Like, oh, here's a ... and all of a sudden all the dots are being connected. So I like really look at that. Really look at what's driving your thoughts, why, like what's coming up for you, and why, and are they real? Are they projections? Is it a thought that you should let your brain grab a hold and go wild with it? Or is that not productive, and that's not gonna get you anywhere? You are the master here. You're the master of your brain. You can decide what to listen to and what not to listen to, and you can decide to tell it lovingly, thank you. You know, your brain is just kind of, it does a lot for you. it's your little like computer chip, but at the same time, it's kind of where we're getting the messages of our intuition. It's how, you know, our body talks to us in certain ways, but it's like our brain has to like deliver the message. Like we still have to think about it. It's no matter what's happening everywhere else, the brain is connected to all of it. You know, it's all connected anyway. But it's really about being aware of what's coming up in your head and how you are or are not engaging. And that you can be the master of your thoughts and your mindset. Mindset is huge. Mindset is huge right now. Because things seem messy. And we gotta keep on keeping on. And some days are gonna be better than others. It's one day at a time, people. Okay, how can you improve communication with yourself? Two of Swords. Lots of cerebral things going on, Earth signs. This is interesting. Again, I was talking about it's up to you to decide whether you let that thought take a hold of you and you just ride that crazy train down the rail, or you are aware of what thought comes to you and you're like, that doesn't feel right. Brain, thank you for trying, you know, that probably came from like the ego, or, you know, especially if it's fear-based, it's trying to protect you. But thank you, but not today. I got this. Everything's going to be okay. So, and the more you do that, the easier it is to switch that mindset, or you can go down, you know, the spiral of just letting that thought that's probably doesn't feel right in the first place, doesn't feel good, it's probably negative, you know, it's that, my friend describes it in her coaching program as your Helga voice, that limiting belief, judgmental bitch that just won't like cut you a break or cut other people a break because she's so miserable. Like, don't let that thought pull you under. You don't have to like let it be like, huh, let's go down here and feel real shitty about ourselves. So it keeps coming up for y'all. Because I know that you guys like to be really logical, but sometimes you can be too logical where you like, you make things too logical, and then you just kind of caught in this like loop of, well, I can't do this because of this, and I can't do this because of this, and I can't do this because of that, so I'm not going to do anything because I've already come up with all the answers why I can't do that thing, and so that's it. And then you're just letting your fear take over instead of being like, okay, I possibly can't do this thing because of this thing. But like, stop thinking too. The other thing about this card is stop thinking that you only have two options. If she really wanted to, she could pull the blindfold off and set her swords down. She's carrying these, she's holding them by choice. She's thinking she has to suffer in order to figure this out. She doesn't. She don't need to do that. She needs to take her blindfold off and be present. Look around her. She's missing that beautiful view. The crescent moon is a sign of our intuition. The water is a sign of our emotions. She's sitting on solid ground. Her swords are in the air. Like, all the elements are very present here. And this card can come up too when you think you only have options A and B, and that is also limiting you. And it's time to ask what other options are out there. So, communicating with the brain, man. Are you gonna let it run? Are you gonna let it run off the track? Or are you gonna put a boundary up and I don't want to say show the brain who's boss. You need to still be kind with oneself, because the ego talks a lot and it's just trying to protect you. It's had a lot of experience. Okay, 2 cards for the last. How can you improve communication with others or each other? How can we communication with each other? Ooh, a lot of wands in reverse. The 2, the 3, and the 4 all came up in reverse for the other signs in different placings. So, but before that guy is the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands. I've been doing that this round. Keep one number off. The 7 of Wands comes up when, I've called this like the haters card, because he's worked really hard to get the top of this mountain, and then all these like haters are coming and trying to push him off the freaking mountain, and he's like sitting there with his stick like, no, I'm staying up here. Like, get back. Haters gonna hate. That's like the theme of this card is haters gonna hate. Unfortunately, we are still in a place in life where you will get to certain levels, especially when you are working on yourself and you are elevating yourself, and people will project their negativity on you because they possibly don't know how to do that for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's that reflection thing. We're all a reflection of each other. So us hating on each other, we all do it. We all judge each other on social media. Whether we want to admit it or not. It's a scale. It's a spectrum. It's actually speaking a lot of the times about what's happening within us. And could we possibly be judging and poking and hating because we're envious that person got somewhere where we think we want to be? So have you gotten to a really great place and maybe you're not feeling supported? That's kind of like, especially with the 3 of Wands coming up in reverse with this card, because this is about kind of like your ships coming in. You know, you've been working really hard on something. Maybe you've been going back to school. You started a business. You started a really sweet new passion. You know, Wands are about passion, something that lights you on fire, that you're excited for. But these cards together like this very much feels like you're looking for that support and that build up, and you might not be getting it. So it's kind of like, recognize who is it important that you get the support from, and who can you just brush off and be like, whatever, hater. Because I'm sure there are people that are close to you that want to support you. They're going through their own shit. They're going through their own process, and they are probably happy for you, but envious. I used to get really jealous, especially of other women who would do things that I thought I wanted to do, or would be in places I wanted to be, or get recognition that I wanted to get. And now I've reached a place, luckily, after working with lots of women, that I still get some envy, but it's not jealousy anymore. It's envy because, and I'm proud, and usually I'm proud. It comes with this sense of pride. Like, one of my good friends finally wrote her first deck of cards that she'd been working on, and it's amazing. It's an amazing deck, and I'm envious because I want to write my own deck. But I'm so proud that she did that, and I have to be appreciative and grateful because she's now shown me how easy it is for me to do that. Where before, you know, I was just playing with ideas like, oh, maybe down the road, once things are more established, this and that and the other thing. And she was like, no, I want to write it. It's coming to me. Like, here it is. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, and I got so inspired and like sat down and wrote like half of my deck like that. After like just painstakingly like, oh, maybe I'll do it one day or la la la. Bitch, just do the thing. Just do it. So think about like where this like kind of hater feeling is coming from, and deciding whether you need to be upset about it. You're like, and your feelings are valid. If you feel like you're being hurt by somebody that you really, the support is needed, and you need to have a vulnerable conversation with them about why what they're saying might be hurtful and doesn't feel supportive. And then those people that don't really matter, you need to just brush them off. Block them, unfriend them if you have to. Depends on how toxic they are. Otherwise, just ignore them. You know? Yeah. Okay. Let's look at Angel Oracle cards for our as above message. Been trying to... My goal is to keep these short, but man, the stuff just keeps coming up. Let's do this first one here. Oh, interesting. Counselor. I don't know if I've pulled this one ever before. It's very pretty. Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. This is very true of earth signs. Water signs definitely get this too. I feel like earth signs are actually better at it. They're just not as outgoing about it always as water signs are. Because water signs are just naturally emotional, so like water signs have that too, but earth signs have it in this great way a lot of the time because they are so much more grounded. You just have to check people's motives for everybody. So counselor, it's very pretty. Your life purpose involves counseling people in ways that uplift, motivate, comfort, heal, and inspire. You're a true spiritual counselor, and people find you to be a trustworthy confidant. Expand your counseling work to the next level because you're about to help greater numbers of people. Call upon me, Archangel Azrael, for guidance and support. Working with Archangel Azrael. Azrael's name means whom God helps, and he helps those who are helpers. He's particularly interested in helping counselors who work with the grieving or dying. You know, it's interesting too. Most earth signs I know work in some sort of people-based or caretake base career. That just came to me. So recognize where your communication is coming up. Stuff's happening, y'all. It's time to open eyes. He's particularly interested in helping counselors who work with the grieving or dying. Interesting. Ask Azrael to guide your words and actions during counseling sessions, and he'll help you remain patient and compassionate. He can also help you enter the counseling profession and guide you towards schooling, internships, and a wonderful counseling practice. You know what this feels like too is when I was talking about like vulnerable conversations and being aware of what our thoughts are doing and all that kind of good stuff. So Azrael would be good for that too. You know, I think it's almost like the vulnerable sessions are going to turn into counseling sessions, especially if you're getting this kind of like hater-ness from the outside and you're not feeling like you're getting quite the support. You're going to approach that other person and recognize that they are dealing with, like, the only reason they're doing that is possibly because they're dealing with their own thing, or they're having trouble being vulnerable, or something's coming up for them that they don't even realize. So it could turn into a counseling session. Okay. So how is this going to manifest on Earth if this is how the divine is trying to channel through you? Mother healing. Interesting. Look at those little mermaids and those little mermaid babies. As your feelings towards your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. Ooh. It's funny, there's also a father healing card. So there are mommy and daddy issues, because we all have those. So that's kind of what this is about. By drawing this card, heaven asks you to release some remaining mother issues. Give the entire situation to heaven, knowing that everything is in the hands of infinite spirit. The situation may heal in unexpected ways. Be unconcerned with how it heals, and be vigilant in releasing any lower energies connected to your mother that could interfere with your life's mission. By releasing any mother issues to heaven, your heart opens further to accepting joy and blessings into your life. Your mother benefits when you're happy, whether or not she's consciously aware of it. Be willing to forgive and release old issues relating to yourself, your mother, mother figures, or anyone connected to your mother. By cleaning your inner house, the inside, you invite new love opportunities, abundance, and healing energy to enter your life. Ooh. So good time to release some things, heal some things, talk some shit out. Boundaries, all kinds of good stuff, y'all. All kinds of good stuff. Sweet. And also, you know, when it comes to our parents, we choose them. We choose our parents choose us. This is all part of the bigger plan, a bigger soul plan that we're all connected to. So, and I remember that, I try to remember that when my mom and I are getting on each other's nerves, is that we chose to do this with each other. Because on Earth we learn through opposites. It's fun, ain't it? It's a wild ride. But as always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you once again for tuning in. Please join me on, I believe I'm doing it on the night of the 11th, which is the evening of the full moon, for the live Q&A on Meryl's Mystic Facebook page. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. As always, I am so happy to be here with you as we fly through space together on this magical rock, and I will see you next time. Bye.